Hey, this is William Moore. So glad you came in for this exciting training. What we're going to talk about is field training. Now, field training is very important. Hey, every job has some type of training system. And the greatest thing is you won't be out in the field. That means that you're actually going to be showing somebody how to get started in this business. So what's the best way of teaching somebody? Telling them or showing them? Showing them, right? Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to show you how you can show people how to get started in this business. Now, as we mentioned, field training is an absolute. It's actually number 3 of our absolutes. Remember, we had 5 absolutes? Well, this is actually number 3, field training. Now, when you field train people, you got to put people in a flow. And if you put them in the flow, you got to put them in the flow that's something that's duplicatable. So we have a flow chart that actually shows you exactly how to get started. So let's say this is your first day in the business. First day, you don't know nothing from nothing, nobody. The opportunity was exciting. You signed up, and now you're ready to get started. What's the first thing you should do? Well, the first thing you should do is have a get started interview with your field trainer. Kind of show them, hey, this is my why, these are the things that I want to do, this is what's important to me. That way you also get an idea of the person's time, because most of the time people get into business and they're busy, but you don't know about it because you're trying to help them along, but you can't find them. So have a get started interview. Now, once you got a get started interview, obviously we're recruiters, right? So if we're recruiters, you want people that's on your team. So if you want them on your team, we got to identify them. We got to need a list. We need at least a top 25 target list of the people who you want in your business. Not the people who are broke, not the people who need some money, not the people who already got problems, people who actually want an opportunity. So you come with your list. Now, once we get your list, what we want to do is we want to qualify your list. We always have certain qualifiers. We want to know who's married, who's got kids, own property. Between the ages of 27 and 45, ladies and gentlemen. That's very important. Why are those qualifiers important? Because remember, you are a product of 5 people you hang on the most. Think about it. Think about you. Are you married? You have kids? Are you employed? You own property? Are you between the ages of 27 and 45? See, if you are, more than likely you have 5 people just like you. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that if somebody's younger or older, we're not going to work with them, ladies and gentlemen. That's our target, because every company has a target market. Once you've done that, we want to expose that person. Now, how do we expose them? Use your website. Most of the time, the reason why people fail in this type of a business, first of all, they do too much talking too soon because they're excited. Remember, the people don't know you in this type of a business. So when you're talking about this is great, we're going to make all this money, you may have that type of a history. So we want to expose by using that third-party tool. What third-party tool? Well, we have a tremendous website. So use your website as a great third-party tool. Now, once we've done that, there's got to be a contacting phase. How are we going to contact the person? It's very important. We contact the person by doing a 3-way call. So if you remember in our absolutes, when we had 3-ways and sit-downs, you need a 3-way calling with you and your field trainer. Let your field trainer be the person that actually follows up on the exposure that you share. See, most time people want just talking on their own, which means they want to try to do business on yourself, and you got to understand that people will do as you do. So if you came to a person and try to expose the opportunity, even if they get in, guess what they're going to do? They're going to do the same thing. Well, maybe that person is not as influential as you. In other words, that maybe that person doesn't have the same spice like you do. So by working in the system in the contact phase, having a field trainer do the 3-way, now it takes the onus off of you. Now, the whole purpose of the contacting phase is to set up something. What do we want to set up? Well, how are we going to get this information in front of somebody? We want to do a sit-down or a PBR. Remember I said sit-down is how you get down in this business, ladies and gentlemen. When you can sit down with somebody, now you want to show them the P plus the 4 C's. That's right, the P plus the 4 C. P stands for personal history. C stands for company. The other C stands for concept. The other C stands for compensation. And then that last C stands for what? Crusade, ladies and gentlemen. So when you can share that in a presentation, guess what? You can grab their heart because now they get a better understanding. Sit-downs are usually 2-on-1s, or we can have a PBR, which is a lot of people, but use that 3-way method to invite people to the sit-down. And then, ladies and gentlemen, what's number 5 here? Bring them to the show, the opportunity meeting. It just kills me when people bring folks to the opportunity meeting and this is their first exposure. Can you imagine that? You convinced me to come, I came, and now they're asking for a financial obligation. I'm not in a position to make a financial obligation today. I just came here. We had a situation where 2 guys was on their way bowling. One of the guys was in our business, the other friend, they thought they were going bowling. He said, hey man, I got to make a stop. And we made the stop, guess where they stopped at? the meeting. So he came, saw the meeting, it was great. He wasn't prepared to make a decision. But think of it this way, if you expose people, think of it this way, if you expose them with the website, and then we did a contacting phase, and then we sat down with them. When we sit down, we give them a full presentation, which means there's going to be no surprises when they come to the show. Just think of it this way. Do you think they'll be interested by the time they get to the show? Of course, because they wouldn't have came if they weren't interested. So use a system, work in your exposure, and it continues on. If the person is interested, we got a new recruit. And then with a new recruit, what we're going to do, we're going to take it all the way back to the target list, and we're going to start all over again. Maybe they're not interested, okay? Maybe they might want one of our services or can be at least a good referral source. Either way, use a system in your favor. Just go with the flow, and guess what? I even numbered it for you so you know where to go. So if you start in this business and you went here, before here, before here, before here, you know you're doing wrong. Always work in the flow chart. Always work in the flow of the business. Watch your business grow. This is William Moore signing off.